Good morning, dieharders. It's ready to live for your diehard with some madness right here on the SW Experience podcast with Shogun and his good friend Six. We discuss multiverse of madness, Moon Knight, and a varied host of topics on this here podcast. So just sit back, relax, as this is only part one of our podcast. I mean, not part one of our podcast, but part one of this episode. It was merely too large to upload as one on hold, so I had to split it into two. So just kick back, grab a popcorn, and get ready to be whelmed. And here we go.
Feel that maybe it like tainted, multiverse of madness in a way, like just like, it's I expected more because of this movie, and now this movie feels like a less than, you know.
But you know what though? I feel like we also got duped in a sense because people definitely, or I don't know, insiders, even people at Marvel, they told us that this movie was going to be crazier than Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You remember? They told us. They were like, this movie is going to blow the cap off the Marvel universe. Bullshit. Just so much bullshit. And when you see the movie, dude, I was so hyped. When the Marvel Studios intro began, I was like, let's fucking go. I expect to see so much craziness in the first 10 minutes. And we saw nothing. We just saw a fucking Home Alone-esque montage. Oh, she's here, now she's here, now she's playing this guy. Gag me with a spoon. I was so bored already. I was like, where's this going? Like if the first 15 minutes are dedicated to just like dialogue and exposition, I'm from another dimension, I only exist anywhere else in the multiverse. I'm the only being in the cosmos. Boring. Show me fucking Logan or something. I don't know.
Shit.
It was just so disappointing.
But with you mentioned exactly that was the one thing. I was expecting a lot, but the one thing that I kind of like in the back of my mind, the one thing I really wanted, I didn't get. Like, you know what I'm talking about, man. I wanted fucking Tom Cruise as Iron Man. I'm like, because the moment like he was like, the Illuminati will see you now. Just.
Oh my word! What happened to Superior Iron Man?
Dude, it was fucking everywhere. Fucking Boss Logic made drawings and shit about it. Like, yo, we're gonna get Superior Iron Man. He's gonna have the stones, and then
Leakers was so. Oh, did you see the Doctor Doom tweet? I forgot to send it to you guys in the group. I saw it yesterday. The one with
Cillian Murphy. Yeah.
You think of one thing, and so many more people agree. Like when I thought of Cillian Murphy, I had not seen any prior like internet casting.
It was just the thing that you thought of. Yeah, I remember, dude. It was just like
and it's just like like everyone's on the same wavelength. Everyone is on the same page, like with regards to this guy and his acting jobs, and I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. And we were so sure, like there was no, and I know it's crazy. We were so sure, even though we didn't see a single leak, like a set photo. We were so sure.
Yeah.
And that boggles on. I think No Way Home made us cocky, where like our wildest dreams came true. So suddenly every wildest dream is true. Like we were so sure. We were waiting for it. We weren't hoping for it. We were
waiting for it. Like,
Who the fuck built the Ultron Sentries? Who?
Yeah. But I will give you this, man. Krasinski's Reed was a surprise, but a predictable one. Sadly.
Yeah. So you were still holding on for Ian?
Yeah, man. I'm like, If the moment they said the Illuminati, I'm like, yo, Reed's in the Illuminati. And like,
Yeah.
you know, when you heard Professor X's voice, I was like, oh, they're bringing back all the old guys. Let's go. Let's see Eon. But then it's like, oh, it's Krasinski. Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, see, the thing is, remember when I corroborated the leak, I was like, wait, guys, wait, false alarm. Ian isn't coming back. You're only half Krasinski. Remember I said that in the group?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like slightly disappointed, but I was like, you know what? I'm not mad. Because either way, you know, I did follow that like casting train back in the day. That was very much on some. We want Krasinski and he'd be perfect and he looks like this guy.
Yeah.
They basically put Samuel L. Jackson on him. In 2016, that Fantastic Four, I think, annual, you know, was the first one where we saw that picture where he looks like Krasinski, and then pretty much like with Samuel L. Jackson, they pulled a Jackson on him because Jackson, he was in the Ultimates one. They drew him like Jackson, and then a few years later, he's in the MCU. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I think it was like 2 years ago maybe. Like we were talking about it over the phone, and we were like, oh yeah, the Reed in the comics looks just like John Krasinski. That means there were all these theories and shit, and we were just like, come on, dude, it's not that deep. No way Marvel would do that. Like just, oh shit.
But again, hey, they did it with Samuel L. Jackson in 2004. I mean, hey, it's cool.
Yeah.
But I hope it's not really a trend. I hope it doesn't become a trend. Because that's kind of where it gets, I guess, problematic. When you make it a trend to do it in the comics and then do it,
yeah.
That's the only issue I have.
What did you think of Krasinski? Because the movie didn't really give him a lot to do, so it's kind of hard for me to be like, it was good. Yeah.
Like a lot of them they just got nothing. It was definitely a thing of, it's for show and they're here, deal with it. You wanted this, you got it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, cool. It was nice to see them for those few seconds, I guess. It was nice. But at the same time, they felt heavily underutilized.
Like you brought up the Illuminati and these iconic characters from What If and the Fox universe just to like kill them off like this. Like, wow, man.
Exactly. You know what, though, speaking about like Illuminati, a great Mr. Fantastic 10 years ago would have been like Billy Crudup.
Really?
Yeah.
From Watchmen? That guy?
Yeah, he looks like Regis to me. Like he has that look.
Yeah, I could see him. I mean,
he's 53 now, so he's a bit old.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's fun. So look what I sent you. That's Ian Gruffald as of 2022. He is aged gracefully.
I know, dude. Saw him on TV a while back. Dude looking good.
Yeah, like
shit.
Billy is kind of yeah. For him, it's too late. He is definitely aged up. Like I last saw him on the Today Show. You know that Apple Music TV show with Jennifer Aniston and Steve Carell.
Yeah.
He looks fine, but makeup, all this heavy editing. That's Billy without the fancy cameras, the makeup.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and Ian, he looks phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
He still looks phenomenal. Yeah.
Still, man, shit. But with regards to the Illuminati, I think in the context of that film, it was like we need something to show off like how powerful Wanda is or how twisted she's become.
Oh yeah.
Then I'm like,
called like the something, the Wharf. It's a TV trope. I know that. I think it's called the Wharf Effect.
Yeah. But then I'm like, wait, then what? Didn't the attack on the all of Doctor Strange's like students and shit accomplish that? Didn't that show like how like twisted she'd become because she killed all those people? Like, yeah. So this kind of felt like um, you know,
But also, I
yeah.
think she really fucked up now because most of what One Division was is just, um, okay, it's her. She has these, these Hicks thingies, and she's strangling but not killing. She's subduing but not murdering. But yeah, she just killed niggas. She killed. Oof, my God, copious amounts of people, just eviscerated from reality. It was so horrific to see. And again, that's in part Sam Raimi's horror aesthetic. He just killed the motherfuckers.
Yeah. There was one guy that she incinerated one dude. He was like on the ground and he was crawling away. Like,
for cover. And why are you crawling, bro? Like half of you is gone. You are dead. You are as good as dead. Just sit there and wait for the death. Like, I don't know.
That Minotaur especially did nothing. I remember seeing him in the trailer, seeing like Eric Voss hype him up and shit, but he did fuck all in this movie, man.
And also it's kind of like that character. He had that one-time appearance. We might never see him again. We really might not. Like all that CGI for a guy who doesn't even have like 5 lines of dialogue, and he's gone, and we'll never see him. But in the comics, he has such a pivotal role.
Yeah.
He's the one who actually taught Strange, as well as the Ancient One, how to do sorcery and how to master the mystic arts. But yeah, he's just like a little side character. Oh, hey, look at this guy. They basically like, I don't know, they like Howard the Duck him. Like kind of like that, basically.
Yeah.
They Howard the Duck him.
Fucking Howard the Duck had more to do than this dude. Like just, like he was in. Did you know that Howard the Duck was in Endgame? He was in the fucking.
Hey, he was in one of two.
Yeah.
With Star Lord. He had a lot to do. That's crazy. Howard the Duck has had more to do than some characters in the last 10 years. He's had more to do than fucking what's her face, Maggie Ross.
Ouch, dude. That's cold, man. But
he's actually coming back in the She-Hulk series.
Oh, that's good to hear, man. I mean,
reprising her role.
I feel like the Hulk. I think we've said this before. Like Marvel has done Hulk a disservice. I mean, that's not their fault. They don't own the rights to that character like they should. But like, man, Hulk and like his Hulk related stories and characters have kind of just been pushed to the side. Like, it's kind of bums me out that we'll never see Ross go full Red Hulk. You know, now that William Hurt's passed away.
They could honestly. He's not that important an actor to be like, oh, we'll honor his legacy and we won't. No. I mean, even the guy, the man himself, has some shoddy controversies in Hollywood. The fact that he needs to abuse his wife and all these things. I don't think they care about his legacy as much as they do about Chadwick Boseman. They'll definitely recast him if necessary. They'll definitely.
Yeah. It seems like it could be, they could recast the character though. It's not like they haven't done that before.
Oh, the director.
I mean the role of like General Ross, because
Okay, now I see. Yeah.
But just the Illuminati was. I would be straight with you, man. They were way too cocky. Like, in the comics, they ain't that. They're serious business, man. They're the fucking Illuminati.
But also,
yeah.
Because again, you need to remember. Look at the Illuminati from the Planet Hulk run. They had the same amount of just overzealous level of confidence and just that satisfaction and like that complacency that comes with like oh, we're the people at the top, and like because of that we can definitely like slip up. Like they definitely have like that arrogance. Arrogance. They are wildly arrogant in the Minor Hulk run.
Yeah.
So I definitely see that. Only thing that I can say that is kind of I guess it's more so having to do with them underestimating Wanda or whatever it is. It's just mostly that I kind of take issue with. But anything else, it's fine. It's fine. It's like but also that arrogance. It's kind of like when Thanos was speaking to Gamora in Endgame, where it's like they saw nothing coming. Hold on, I'll call you back, dog.
Sure, no problem.
The one
with the big eye. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, what's up?
The squid thing at the beginning with the big eye.
Yeah, it's not Shumagora,
yeah,
it's Gargantos.
Yeah, it's some kind of squid from back in the day. I remember everybody, even like Voss and them are like, oh, it's Shumagorath from the What If series. But like, nah.
Yeah. I mean, but also he was. That's the thing. He's much more powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just kind of like a waiting game. Mostly things, it's a waiting game because even. Oh, you know what else? Also disappointing.
What?
Strange Supreme not being who we thought it was. It was just the evil Stephen Strange.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's not from the one from the What If. Yeah.
And he hardly possesses any of that power that Strange Supreme had. Like the fact that Doctor Strange 616 beat that nigga shows how weak he is. Because Supreme Strange bodied 616. He bodied him to such a level that it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. That's the thing.
Mm.
It's just you hate to see it.
Yeah, I mean,
so many things that looked like they were one thing in the trailers were like nothing.
Yeah, but that on the bright side, that music battle between them, where they were like fighting with the chords and the notes.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I will give them that. They tried. You know, Steven's using like Mozart. He's using Beethoven. It was nice. It was like, oh, okay, interesting fight sequences. But other than that, just disappointing. And even like, I think what really got us is that we thought, okay, Multiverse of Madness equals, Multiverse of Madness plus America Chavez equals Dimension Hopping Madness.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Dude.
Yeah. I thought, we're gonna travel into the X-Men universe. Let's go. You know, I thought we'd see like fucking Michael Chiklis, you know, the Thing. Like, let's see everyone. Even Chris Evans cameo, you know, Tony Storm. I thought we'd see something yummy. This is substantial. What this bare bottom ass that he got, bare bones? It was so lackluster.
We got like that weird like montage of them speed running through all the different universes. Like one they were in the 50s, and then they will paint, and then.
That's like what if War 2 versus Ultron Vision.
Yeah, that fight. Yeah, where they were smashing through the barrels. Yeah.
And that one had more. That one had more of an entertainment factor because we saw President Rogers, we saw like Wakanda ruled the whole world. We saw the Jungle World. We saw the Star Wars world. We saw many more worlds than we did in MOM, in MOM. Ugh. Just disappointing.
Yeah, but with Yeah, that's one of my biggest gripes is that a movie called Multiverse of Madness was pretty sparse on the actual like madness, and things were pretty chilled. I mean,
Because
aside from Wanda killing people, things were pretty chilled, man.
I wouldn't be complaining if it was called Doctor Strange into the multiverse.
Yeah,
Cool. Yeah. It's a simple into the multiverse means just okay, just a very straightforward. It's one multiverse adventure. But when you say madness, come on, we're expecting like I don't know 5 universes an hour. Like give us something, dog. Like one universe in every 10 minutes. Like just madness. That wasn't madness we got. We got 2 universes. Our one and that one. What the fuck is madness about that? Where's the madness? Yeah. Where's the madness? You get what I mean?
yeah. And we didn't see that many Doctor Strange variants, and the ones we did see, only one of them was really that different. It's just
Yeah. Like okay, so let's actually count. So we saw Zombie Strange / Strange who try to kill America. That's 1. We saw Strange who got corrupted by the Darkhold. That's 2. Killed by Black Bolt. We saw Strange who fucked up his universe as well as another one by causing an incursion. That's 3. Including our Strange, that's 4. That's hardly like a lot.
yeah,
Especially considering that 2 of those 4 were dead. They were dead as fuck. You know?
yeah,
They were dead as fuck when we first... Because again, that guy was like, I don't know. I think that monster is actually Cyotrak because, Strange has the Crimson Band of Cyotrak when he's fighting Thanos. That might be that guy, I'm not sure. Because either way, it is a monster conjured up by Wanda, so I don't know where Wanda got that one from. But he got killed by Cyotrak. Cool. The other one got killed by Black Bolt. We didn't see much of them in terms of screen time. We only got the one guy who, and what do we call that Strange? What do we actually call him? I don't know what to call him.
the one who got corrupted by the Darkhold. We just come up what?
Yeah, both of them actually did.
Yeah,
Illuminati Strange got corrupted, and Longbeard Strange. That's what I call him. Since he's no Strange Supreme, he's pretty lackluster in terms of power. Yeah, he does have the Darkhold, but how crazy is it that a nigga who has the Darkhold got beaten by a nigga who doesn't have the Darkhold? So yeah, Strange with the Darkhold, not that powerful. Not that powerful.
and he's had it for a while. It's not like he just got it. He's had it for a while. Yeah.
He also looks physically older. Not by a lot, but he looks physically older than our Strange. He has like, his temples are more white. He has a long ass beard. He just looks like a disheveled older Stephen Strange who fucked up his years. Who fucked up his universe and another some many years ago. Kind of like Professor X in Days of Future Past, when we see him go from this happy preppy boy in the 60s to this disheveled druggie with long hair. Kind of like that almost.
Yeah. But with the thing, that universe they were in, it kind of just it bugged me, man. Like we saw. Wait a minute, what'd you think about that Bruce Campbell cameo?
You see, I heard rumors that he was gonna be Bold of the Brave. So it's like, he's a vendor. Okay, I guess that's something. Yeah, I get it. The whole punching yourself thing is a reference to the Evil Dead franchise, Evil Dead 2, when his arm got possessed. Yeah, cool, Ash reference, but I wanted more,
Yeah.
I want him to be, because again, those rumors were, I think, mostly I guess what actually got those rumors going? I don't know. Someone said something about Bruce Campbell's face and like those shards of glass. They thought he'd be like Thor's half brother that Odin has with some. I think it was Odin's child that he has with Gaia. Gaia, who's the Earth Mother, who was in charge of guarding the tree of Yggdrasil. I don't know where it started from, but they were just like, oh, Bruce Campbell is going to be Thor's brother. He's going to be in the Illuminati. He's going to be on Planet Hulk. We want to see him. And it's like, well, none of that. Yeah. None of that. Some things that were so-called projected and expected was nothing. People were talking about Deadpool. They saw Deadpool in the Shards of Glass. We're going to see Deadpool as well. I believed it. I was like, interesting. If there was any movie that could launch him, it should be this one.
Dude, this movie could have done that. It really could have easily explained why all of a sudden there is now Deadpool coming in the MCU.
Because again, Deadpool exists in the X-Men universe. It's literally that same universe. We see Westchester. We see Cerebro's helmet. Obviously, we do have that little funny cameo, tongue-in-cheek, with the young X-Men in the modern day. Obviously, it's not supposed to be canon, but you have the 70s, 80s X-Men in the modern day, closing the door behind Deadpool. It's not supposed to be canon, obviously, because it's like, well, why do they look that young and why is it that? Yeah, of course, yes. Don't read too much into it. But Deadpool very much exists in the Fox X-Men universe. The thing is, if MOM had traveled to that universe, you could have left with Deadpool. You could have.
Yeah.
That's literally the perfect opportunity to take him from that universe and leave him in 616.
Could have had like America accidentally opening a portal and everything gets sucked in, and like we don't notice it first, but like we see like later it revealed later on like, that portal was open long enough for like not just us to come through, like, yeah, like in No Way Home where they were like the spell was crazy enough, like some things managed to squeak through, like it could have worked.
It could have worked. My God. Michael Waldron, what were you thinking? Because again, he was a writer. You'd think of all the craziness that happened in Loki, you'd think he'd give us some more. Like you'd think he'd give us something substantial. Because Loki was nice. We saw Loki variants. How about we see Wolverine variants, bro? Come on.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see that.
And honestly, dude, I was kind of disappointed that all the Doctor Strange variants were just Benedict Cumberbatch. Like, you telling me that across the multiverse they're all the same dude?
Because also, you could have had a thing where, so originally, in 2003, I believe, when they were gearing up for Spider-Man 2, and obviously you had the Doctor Strange thingy coming up in that movie because they were trying to name Dr. Octavius.
Yeah.
Rumors. There are a lot of rumors, and again, it's not confirmed, but I think it was. I'm not sure. But for now, I'll just say rumors. There were rumors back then, and obviously today, as news comes out that back then they did this, that they wanted Joaquin Phoenix to be Doctor Strange. Mm-hmm. You heard that one?
Yeah, I heard it back in. It was like in 2013 when they announced the movie. And there was all this buzz like, yo, who could play him? Who could play him? He was one of the names that came up, yeah.
Not only, it's actually one of two things. So first they considered him for Spider-Man, or rather, that universe, right? First they considered him for that, and then they considered him again for the actual MCU movie. But again, he turned it down. He hates franchises like Joker, there won't be a Joker sequel. There might be, actually, I think there is, but Joaquin, he's very like, I'm so artistic and I don't do franchises or sequels. Okay, cool, we get it, buddy. But it would have been nice to see him as a Doctor Strange, since he was originally, slated for all. He was suggested, wanted by the studios.
Yeah.
Same thing with Tom Cruise, bro. He was going to be Iron Man in 2006. Like
They even had
2006,
concept art. I remember you sending me that shit. They had concept art that looked just like him.
That through 2006 was with Tom Cruise's face, because everyone thought that they were gonna get him. But then Favreau was like, "Listen, my boy Downey, he's down. No pun intended. He wants this gig. Let him have it." But they were about to get Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise back then was so. He was Hollywood's favorite man. Like, he was in Tropic Thunder. He was in Mission Impossible 3. He was like Mr. Hollywood. He would have done it if he wasn't as busy. In a heartbeat, dude. He would have done it in a heartbeat. But yeah,
It would have. The MCU would have changed, dog. It would have changed drastically.
But see, a lot of that has to do with Tom Cruise's personal life, Scientology and whatnot. But most definitely, and also, obviously Tom Cruise being a man in star power and just general power, because he has produced the Mission Impossible movies since Mission Impossible 2. He definitely could have had a hand in the creative outlook of the Iron Man movies, which would then inform the greater MCU movies in general. Even the Avengers as well. Like, you don't know how that movie would have turned out if Cruise had been co-producing with Favreau and other people since Iron Man 2, which he definitely would have gotten, because that much, dude, he was producing Mission Impossible in 2001. Like, he's been had power. He has had a lot of power ever since. So he definitely would have been that sort of figure of, like, he has some authority on how things should be. So it definitely would have been different, I agree.
I want like, better or worse? I mean, obviously not worse. It's the MCU, but like, would they have been better off or around about the same?
It would only come down to whether Tom Cruise has or has not read comic books. Because if he has, you know, he might drop in some things that we need. Because obviously, it's not always that the MCU gets it, you know, down fully. So if Tom Cruise is a comic book boy, he might give us the things that we actually need, the things that we want. You know, we might have seen an actual Mandarin, not a pretender that they had to retcon in Shang-Chi. You know, we might have seen an actual, or rather more powerful Whiplash. You know, we might have seen Vanko Senior. Like, it would only come down to whether Tom Cruise would have had a good eye for making these changes if he is a comic book boy. That's all it will come down to. Because if he's not a comic book boy and he wants to make movies, and he wants to make the movies look like Mission Impossible or whatever, then of course they would suck. Because, I mean, you know, directors, they definitely have like that very signature directorial style, you know.
Yeah.
And if Cruise had a hand in the Marvel movies, if he hadn't seen the comics, I would expect those movies to look like Jack Reacher or Mission Impossible after some time. But of course, it's Marvel. They wouldn't have let it gotten that far. I mean, they fired Edgar Wright for far fewer. Yeah. But hey, Edgar Wright, Tom Cruise, Tom has more power. I think he might have gotten his way. He just might. We don't know. We'll never know.
Yeah. Hey, but they did like recast Terrence Howard and like Rhodey and shit. They could have.
Yeah, but the thing is, Howard back then was riding the coattails of his Oscar nom. So he had momentary power. But Tom Cruise was Mr. Hollywood. Him, Will Smith, Denzel, and Brad Pitt, they were like Mr. Hollywood. Mr. Hollywoods.
Yeah. Hey, you couldn't touch those three back in the day, man.
Bro, mid-2000s, they were crazy.
Yeah. With regards to the scene with Clara, with Charlize Theron's character appearing, and you know, I remember you were like, you hated that so much because that's setting up a movie that you're not gonna see for a good few years. Like,
yeah, it was. Oh, you mean hate in terms of what it means? Okay, yeah that. But in terms of the look, it was funny because it just tried to be Spy Kids. like, ooh, meet the new character. Only in Spy Kids 3, you know. Who are you? I'm Machete's younger brother. We need to save him, you know. And then the movie ends. It just felt very Spy Kids.
Yeah.
Funny though. But yeah, the thing is, knowing the MCU, they might not fill in those blanks. They honestly might not. Because honestly, what would those blanks entail?
I don't know, the next movie, I guess, but that could be way, way ways. Like, it's not even in this phase, whatever.
It would simply be Strange discovering his third eye. Oh, and apparently they're calling it the new Eye of Agamotto, because Agamotto as a spirit was part of the souls of the damned and whatnot. So apparently it's now the Eye of Agamotto, the true Eye of Agamotto. But also, it would be very little to explain it. That I feel like they might not bother at all, because it would simply be a matter of Strange gets his new eye, the Eye of Agamotto, the true eye, and then something happens, and then he's made peace with it. Would it be an hour long? I don't know. Would it be 10 minutes? Could be. But what would happen? That I don't know for real. I really don't know what they could add to sort of fill in that blank, to pad it up. I honestly don't know, because it makes no sense. I feel like if they had at least given us the eye early in the movie, and then at the end of the movie he's fine. That way they save us a post-credit scene. We get one free post-credit space. They add something more substantial, and then we have Strange. But the one post-credit being dedicated to the eye was useless, in my opinion. It was useless.
Personally, the post-credit scene that I feel was useless was the one at the very fucking end, showing that the hitting himself spell was always like, it's over, and then the movie ends like haha, fuck you.
That's classic Sam Raimi though. Let's be honest. Fourth Wall, that's Sam Raimi.
Shit. But the movie wasn't bad. It was a really good movie. I will give it
bad.
that. It was a really good movie.
Not a long shot.
Yeah.
It was just. It's been a while since you've seen a movie and we go, nah, okay, you know. I think the movie that best describes it. Possibly, right? Possibly Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not an Incredible Hulk. It's not Thor: The Dark World. No. But it is an Age of Ultron. If not slightly better.
Yeah.
But it's an Age of Ultron roundabout. It lies in that region. It's no Infinity War. It's no No Way Home. It's no Endgame. It's not even a Ragnarok. Okay, can we put Age of Ultron, Black Panther, and MOM in the same bracket? Can we?
No, really. Black Panther was kind of Black Panther was a big deal. The movie made like $1 billion, man. Like,
No, not like box office wise. I just mean like in terms of the movie quality. Because not much happened. Yeah, we got Killmonger. It was a good movie. Was it a great movie? Can you pit it against Infinity War?
no, it's just because that's because Black Panther was a solo story. It was T'Challa's. It's his.
Can you
solo.
put it against? Can you?
Against what?
Can you put it against Ragnarok?
Nah, man. Like Ragnarok was funny, man. Yeah.
That's the thing. I feel like, because obviously with Black Panther, a lot of our enjoyment back then, 5 years ago, dude, that's so crazy. 5 years ago. But anyway, a lot of that plays into the fact that it was a very good time to be a black person. When that came out, it was a good time to be black. we had that universal unification of everyone is on the same page. No matter whether you're from Alabama or Kenya, this is our time. This is a Black Panther time. And that definitely increased the enjoyability of Black Panther. But I don't think it equates to the quality of the movie itself.
Yeah. Well, with that that one scene where Killmonger and Black Panther are falling down the thing, and the CGI just drops. Like, dude, it was like something out of a PS2 game. Like,
Yeah. When they're fighting in like those vibranium tunnels. I didn't put them.
because if you remember, like the final scene was T'Challa going to the UN, and like Wakanda wants to become a part of the United Nations, and they were like, "What does this kingdom like have to offer the UN?" And then the camera cuts to black, and then nothing.
It was like, do you think with that though, it's been an open secret that Wakanda is like mega rich, hyper society?
I mean, not really, because in Infinity War, like when Cap and them were flying there, because dude was like, "Oh, I hope you know what you're doing," because like, "Oh, this is gonna be like," there was still like that invisible barrier. They knew nothing about it, so.
Yeah, that is true.
So that's what I mean. Like that scene where like T'Challa was at the UN. That scene led to nothing. It was just
It did. Maybe Wakanda will show us something.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Hey, speaking of Wakanda, what are your expectations for the Black Panther sequel, The Wakanda Forever? Like, what do you expect out of the sequel for Wakanda for Black Panther? Like Black Panther, yeah.
So apparently they'll have T'Challa's son. Apparently, which I don't get because when did he ever have a kid? So I don't know how that's gonna work out. It's that. Also, of course, the new Black Panther, they'll pass on the mantle. And it should be at the beginning of the movie because Chadwick recorded no actual scenes for the movie in itself. So they can't even put like a Paul Walker where they say, okay, he died off screen, or they continue with him with CGI because they said that they wouldn't do that. So you would have the movie begin with the new Black Panther already picked.
Kind of like in Civil War when they introduced Black Panther, because
it's the mantle, it's the kid, and Namor. 3 things really.
Namor the Submariner. It definitely feels like that would be a good place to introduce Namor.
No, he is in the movie. You didn't see that Mexican guy that they cast, and people are unhappy about that, man. Because Namor, ideally, not even ideally. Thing is, Namor is an Atlantean. He isn't of any Asian descent, but the character design looks Asian. So people are mad about that. It wouldn't be comic. It wouldn't be comic accurate to have him be Asian looking or whatever, because at the end of the day, Namor is not an Asian man. He's not Chinese. He's not Japanese. He's not Korean. He's not South Korean. He's neither. He's an Atlantean, but he looks Asian. But also, with that liberty of him not actually being Asian in the comics, they're able to cast anyone. Like, they can make him black for all they care. You know that?
Oh, that's a bit of a reach, man.
I mean, dude, for all they care. I mean, what would you say? What would you say if he has? Because like, oh, but he's not comic accurate. What is comic accurate? Because he's Atlantean. He's not an Asian man.
Yeah, but he's never been of like that complexion for you to say like, oh, a black guy could be Namor. It's like, so with Namor coming in Black Panther, I thought in Doctor Strange in like MRM they kind of hinted at Namor because in that one universe they were underwater and you could tell because when they busted out there was like fish and shit. So I'm like, oh, okay, there's a universe where Namor exists. Okay, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And like this casting choice is very, I don't know.
Who is he?
It's this Mexican. Okay, let me show you the guy. It's a Mexican actor. He has like a long ass name. Let me read it for you. His name is Tino Huerta. Tino Huerta.
Okay.
That's what he looks like.
Huh.
I sent you a photo. He looks like. He looks Indian to the untrained eye, and he's Mexican. But he's just he's a very sizable diversion from what the character usually looks like. And I hope with that people don't really backlash. I hope they don't. I pray they don't.
Yeah.
As you can see on WhatsApp or Google, that is Tina in the flesh. Just a very Indian looking man.
He does, dude. I thought it was an Indian dude, but damn. He could believably pass for an Indian guy, but yeah.
Literally. But yeah, that's our Namor for the MCU. Pretty interesting, but yeah. I would have wanted that guy from Hawaii Five-0.
Yes, dude. He just... Oh, man. He looks like he could absolutely play that part awesomely, man. He fucking...
And just like... He's a beautiful man, you know? Like, he Daniel Day-Kim, beautiful man. Just phenomenal actor. He would have been the best Namor, in my opinion. But also, what's done is done. I mean, yeah. They've probably already began filming at this point. They have, because obviously, what's her name? Letty.
Letitia Wright, yeah.
Yeah, she's gotten vaxxed or whatever it was. So they've already filmed with this guy. It's too late. I gotta say, it's probably the most disappointing casting choice. But hey, what can we do? I'm not racist, so I'll definitely watch it. And I'll give it a chance. But it definitely is a pretty strong diversion. I won't lie.
Yeah. Hey, did you hear that apparently John Krasinski's addition into Multiverse of Madness was a reshoot?
That's what I said, remember?
Yeah.
I said that initially they had Enoch and they switched him out for John. Remember? They had Eon and they switched it out.
Yeah. I was surprised, dog. Like, wait, that was a reshoot? That was a question like, then what was the original? Like, oh, man.
Yep. And I don't know. Maybe they got like maybe they use like test audiences. But yeah, I don't know.
Those can like make or break a movie. Like just...
Yeah.
The test audiences kind of like made the... You know that RoboCop reboots they made back a while back with like Joel Kinnaman? Apparently, one of the studio notes on that movie. Normally, when you hear studio interference, like it's terrible news. It's like, oh, they're fucking up the movie. But like, one of the studio had, I mean, the director had filmed a version of the movie and he sent it to the studio. The studio said, there's too much politics. There's not enough action. And then, but when he took the movie to test screenings, the test audiences were like, they actually like the political aspects of the movie and they wanted more of it. So they toned down the action and they upped the politics of it all. But looking back, it's like, fuck, dude, this movie doesn't have enough action in it. Yeah.
Yeah, like 1984. Like, nigga, show us some action. He's a fucking robot cop. Show us some guns and blood and guts, popping and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just... I hope that I hope that they can serve justice to the actual Fantastic Four, but also Reed, because those movies, obviously, they are enjoyable, right?
Yeah.
But they're not good. Yeah, they are enjoyable. You can watch them on ETV at 8 p.m. But they're not good, But yeah.
Hey, Rise of the Silver Surfer was a special brand of not good, man.
Yeah. But it is 8 p.m. watchable.
Yeah.
That it is.
I'll give it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not fantastic, but
Oh, that's a trash heap. I would rather watch Imizwili than that Fantastic.
Really? If it's really.
And dude, like Imizwili, I would switch so far. Ditch Fantastic. That was just a 2-pack of hot ass.
Oh, dude. Eesh. That movie spent like 80 minutes. Dude, it takes 80 minutes for the Fantastic Four to all 4 of them to be together facing off against the main villain. The first movie did that in like an hour.
Dude, and even like getting their powers, that was like the first 20 minutes of the actual, the original, Fox run.
Yeah.
You guys spend so much time giving us the fact that, Ben Grimm's a mechanic, he's kind of dumb, but he has street smarts, and Reed is a prodigy. I don't give a fuck about that. This is a Fantastic Four, not Reed Richards. No, give us what we deserve. It's just so disappointing what they made. And as far as what is it? Josh Trank cut? Fuck the Trank cut. Who wants that, honestly?
Yeah. There was
That's gonna be just...
that movie was so rough, dude. And just like Johnny Storm is did you remember that bullshit controversy? Like, Johnny Storm is the black guy, the blackwashing the character. Like, just remember that bullshit from back in the day. That was so fucked up.
That was the beginning of the go woke or go broke era. Like, it's all agenda on the left. Quotas, racial quotas. Yeah, that was the beginning of the go woke or go broke era. Definitely.
But that movie got so many things wrong, dude. That's when dude. There was a big red flag before the movie even came out that things were not gonna go smoothly. Because with the actor like Toby Kebbell, who was playing Victor Von Doom, they did an interview with him, and he announced that he wasn't playing Von Doom. He was playing a character called Victor Domashev, and Dr. Doom was a username that he would use. Right away, the moment he said that should have been a sign that no, something's wrong. Something is way wrong here.
That's so... Yeah, it's... Like, I don't even know what he was trying to do. Like, what were you trying to achieve with this? Like, where did you see it going? Did you see this really being a box office smash? Like, this movie didn't even make 100 million. Like, oh my god. What a trash heap. Just a trash heap.
Dude, that ending, though, ripped straight out of Age of Ultron. Where they were like, Ben Grimm was like, it's fantastic. It was like, say that again. I said it was fantastic. It's like, hey guys, like, I got a name. You want to hear it? Oh shit, Smash comes to the wood. Like, it's the same thing. Oh shit.
Yeah, so crazy. Someone, Fox copied MCU, definitely.
Yeah.
They definitely copied.
Someone at Fox saw Age of Ultron and then just ran back to the studio and like, I have an ending. Just
and also, it's so easy to do that. Like that reshoot, please. That's like 20 hours of work maximum, including CGI for like Ben Grimm. Just one solid day of reshoots with the main cast, B. Jordan, that girl, and Miles. and then just a little bit of CGI for the thing, and boom. You can knock it out in 2 days. So they definitely saw Age of Ultron. Definitely.
You can tell it was a reshoot because like Michael B.J. had like some stubble in that scene, but he was clean shaven everywhere else.
I think it's new movies. Ugh, jeez.
Yeah.
Just a trip. And I hope that they never include them in the multiverse. As far as we're concerned, that movie does not exist. It doesn't exist anywhere in the Marvel world.
Yeah.
No way.
It doesn't even share the same universe as X-Men, dude. Like Fox announced that Fantastic and X-Men are not in the same universe. Like just.
Yep.
Which is fucked because before the movie came out, there was this picture. I remember I sent you. It was the it was the X-Men cast, the Fantastic cast, and Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
They were all of them were sitting together, like just.
Trying to jump up, like talking. Ooh, they took a shoot together. It must be the same universe. No, they're not. If anything, the original is from the universe, because there's a scene in Fantastic. I think the second one.
Yeah.
Where you read in the club. I think it's the first one. No, the second one.
It's the second one.
Started,
like yeah.
Then he makes a face that's Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
Yeah, it does. And that CG was terrible, man.
Yeah, terrible. That was like uncanny to the max.
And they did it again in Fantastic when like Reed like had a disguise. He like his face had since when can Reed change his face like that? Like
You know what though? He should be able. Come to think of it, because it's like Plastic Man. He should be able to.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't do that before. They definitely should have done that, or they should in future in I guess employ that.
Yeah.
Imagine that. As a way of defeating Wanda, Reed Richard morphs into Pietro. How cool would that be? Because that would stop it dead in the tracks. It really would. That's quick thinking right there. Quick thinking by the world's smartest man.
He ain't that bright, dude. He gave away like Black Bolt's main thing, like just.
Wait.
Ah, Jesus, dude, that whole, especially Captain Marvel, was cocky as fuck in that scene. Like, Stranger was trying to warn them, and she was like, "We can handle you, little witch." Like, what the fuck, dude?
You know, that one,
Yeah.
it doesn't sit well with me. It just screams angry black girl trope. Like, I don't like it so much. Just the way that they, like, really, like, oh, she's the sassy one.
Yeah.
Oh.
What was going on, man? Shit. The scenes where the Illuminati members died kind of give away that not all these actors were in the same room, like when these scenes were filmed, because they barely.
The thingy was Elizabeth Olsen. She did like those lie detector test thingies that they do in is it Vanity Fair? The one with Kiki Palmer. It was like, I don't know who this man is. Sorry, just man. So she kind of pulled the same thing where she was like, I've never met John Krasinski before, which is true because it was a reshoot. She didn't meet the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, the scenes like really show like a lot of these people weren't in the same room, because even when they were all like supposedly sitting together, none of them actually look like across from each. Like there's no shot of them, of any two of them at the same time. It's always one guy. Yeah.
If both right, the actual Illuminati is the one that was around each other, obviously. But the fight scene was Wanda. They were not there.
Yeah.
They were not there at all.
Hey, but that death though, like Black Bolt's just, how the fuck did Black Bolt doesn't? This long stretch of time where Black Bolt doesn't talk. Why would he make that noise? Like just.
Yeah, cause why would you yell if your mouth? I mean, yes, I get it. It's scary. Your mouth is gone. that has never happened to you in your life. Like, that's crazy, dude. If your mother's gone, you would scream, you'd panic, no matter who you are. I do understand that, okay, but also him knowing himself in his situation. You will blow your head off if you scream while your mouth is closed. So why are you doing that? Yeah. He killed himself. It wasn't Wanda. Wanda simply took his mouth. He yelled, and he blew his own brains out. Literally, like a shotgun.
Oh, shit. That was just... I mean, it was grisly as fuck to watch, but, like, kind of dumb. When you actually, like, break it down, just...
Definitely dumb. Because why would you do that?
Jesus, though.
Sad.
It's... Well, I think that's the last we'll see of the Inhumans for a bit, you know? I mean...
For the time being. Time being. I think at least until 2024.
Yeah, into, like, that next phase of MCU. You remember, like, that announcement of, like, Feige and them, they're going on a retreat to, like, plan the next 10 years. Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was like, that's what y'all do, really? Y'all just, like, disappear somewhere to, like, sit around and plan the thing? Like, you know that's not what happens. You know they're gonna plan for, like, a day, and then they're just gonna, like, chill at, you know, for the rest of it. That's what happens at a retreat. You work for, like, a day, and then for the rest of it, you're just fucking around.
Yeah, no, that's... like, Tim Cook, those Google niggas, you know, those Google Indians, and Mark, and the Snapchat guys. Most of them just, like, they come together, they have their little conference thingy. It's interesting, though.
Yeah.
Do you think that with MOM and how disappointing it was, what are your prospects for Thor: Love and Thunder? And again, keep in mind, different director, but what do you think it'll inform us on that?
I have faith in Taika Waititi, man. It's just, yeah, but then again, I came into this trailer. When I saw the trailer for Doctor Strange and it was, like, directed by Sam Raimi, I was like, man, I got faith in Sam Raimi. But just, yeah.
Okay, do you think it was Sam's fault that the movie ended up being what it was, or do you think it's
No, he didn't create these characters or, like, write these stories. His job was to, like, take what was in front of him and put it on camera. Like, just.
Do you think that Sam wanted to do more, though? Do you think he wanted to do more?
I don't know. It's like, he was into it. It's clear that he was into the material. You can tell when a director's not into what they're directing, but, like...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe he wanted... Do you not feel like he wanted Toby as well?
Yeah, I could see that, because there was, like, talks before the movie came out, like, that there could be some Tobey Maguire in this movie. And, like, even in the lead up to the movie, like, Sam Raimi himself was talking about, like, you know, like, Spider-Man 4 and everything. So I felt like maybe he could be there. Like, they would be traveling through the universes, and, like, Wanda would corrupt him, and, like, he'd end up fighting Doctor Strange or something like that. That's what the main chatter was going around. But, you know.
I guess, but it's just, it's so, like, you'd think he was gonna do more, considering it's Sam, and because also he did some, like, slight consultations on on Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He did do some consulting. Granted, he wasn't physically on set. He wasn't there, like, on set. But he did, give Watts some pointers.
With, Yeah, it's thing. It that's we talked a lot about Multiverse of Madness though, and we only like touched on Moon Knight a bit. Did you like the dynamic between Mark Spector and fucking Steven in that show?
Yeah, I did. I did. I think that Mark Spector and Steven definitely felt like uh, that like typical like buddy cop aspect of just like good cop, bad cop,
Yeah.
and yeah, like the way they interacted with each other and with Khonshu, and the way Khonshu interacts with Steven alone versus with Mark. It's like, he calls the other one Worm and he calls the other one Steven or whatever it is. Like, he has that respect for him, but not for the other. But through the course of the show, he just sort of gains that. He gains that respect. He gains it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was some weirdly enough, like the show made me laugh at certain points. Like there was this scene where they were falling, and like Mark was like summon the suit, and he was like suit, and they come up, and he's got like the Moon Knight, not the ceremonial garb, but like the white suit with the gloves and everything. And he looks in the mirror. Is like,
Yeah.
like Steven, what is this? What are we wearing? It's like, no, you said get the suit. He said I meant the ceremonial suit, not Psycho Colonel Sanders. Like, just
And you wonder, where did he get the inspiration for that from?
yeah.
Where did he get it from?
Jeez.
Must be like his. I guess it's mostly his own. I guess. That he watched growing up, or whatever it is.
I don't know, maybe, but like the ending though, it's like because before I watched the show, I did like some research, like okay, I watched a YouTube video like who is Moon Knight and like Mark Spector and all that, and as like the whole time, like the whole show, I feel like I'm forgetting something. I feel like something's not quite right. And then at the end of the credits, like Ethan Hawke's character gets busted out of this like mental health facility. He goes in the back of the limo, and like Khonshu is there waiting for him, and like the driver like turns around, and it's this guy. I can't remember his name, but he's like the third personality. And then I remembered, wait a minute, there were moments throughout the show that neither Mark nor Steven were responsible for. And it's like, oh, fuck, there's a third dude. I forgot about him. Shit.
And it's funny how they held out, like with regards to him, till the last second, like the absolute last second, they held out with him.
Yeah. It was a nice reveal. His show was surprisingly brutal, too, man. Shit.
Is it from? Should have given us what's his face in the flesh in terms of plot wise prior, like much earlier. I think when Mark went to Egypt, they could have given us him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was that scene where dude blacked out, and when he came back, like there was nothing but bodies, and then like the voice, like his voice was like, "What did you do?" And like I didn't do this. Like I didn't. Yeah. That was they could have instead of cutting to black, they could have shown him there, but not said that it was a different guy, and we would have just assumed that it was Mark. Yeah.
Exactly.
But it was a nice touch in Moon Knight when the dude died and they went to heaven and they showed that heaven is different depending on the believer. There is no one like universal heaven for everybody. It's different depending on what you believe and like what your idea of utopia is. And it was pretty good that when Mark got through the door, it was just like this field of like reads and shit where it was peaceful, and it kind of says a lot about the guy, like Mark himself.
Yeah.
Like this is his
What
idea of
he
yeah,
says, whatnot.
yeah.
True, that is true. Do you think we'll see him again though, like soon? Because he did sort of relinquish the suit, right? He did,
Yeah.
in a sense. But with that comes the fact that it's him now not knowing that there's Jake, and it's him not knowing that there will come a time when if you do try summoning the suit, it will summon. You know that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, they think that they're good, right? They think that they're good, and they're free of Khonshu. But in these moments of them, and again, I think this also connects to the fact that with time zones, you can do anything. So right now, I guess in the UK, Stephen Grant, where him and Mark now live, I guess at this point, they both live in the UK now. For them, it's nighttime, when in the States, it's daytime. So when Mark/Stephen is asleep, Jake can come out to play. Because in America, which is where he usually operates, since he's a New York cab driver, where he operates, it's daytime. So while he's asleep, he can do whatever the fuck he wants and come back in time to retie himself and whatnot.
Yeah. And they'd be none the wiser that anything was wrong.
Yeah. Hold on, Doc. Give me like 2 minutes.
Yeah.